Stop growing tomatoes. 7 high-profit plants that earn more money than tomatoes in small gardens. Are you tired of spending weeks growing tomatoes only to see small profits at the market? What if I told you there are plants that grow faster, use less space, and actually earn more money per square foot than tomatoes? In today's video, we're diving into 7 high-profit plants that every small garden grower should consider so you can boost your income and get the most out of your garden. Whether you're selling at farmers markets, to local restaurants, or directly to customers, these crops could change the way you garden for profit, so let's get started. One, microgreens, fastest turnaround. Cash crop. Microgreens are one of the most profitable plants you can grow in a small garden because they grow incredibly fast and sell for a high price compared to the amount of space they take up. Unlike tomatoes, which take months to produce a harvest, many microgreens are ready to cut in as little as 10 to 14 days from planting. This means you can plant and harvest multiple cycles of microgreens in the same month, giving you a much faster return on your time and effort. Because they're tender, nutritious, and popular with chefs, restaurants, and health-focused customers, microgreens often command premium prices at markets and direct sales. Growing microgreens doesn't require a big plot of land, heavy irrigation systems, or complex trellising, which makes them perfect for small-scale growers. You can grow them in shallow trays on a patio, balcony, or greenhouse bench with simple lighting and moderate water. Because they're harvested so young, usually when the first pair of leaves appear, you don't need to worry about pests or diseases that often affect taller, mature crops like tomato vines. Farmers and small gardeners alike choose microgreens because they can produce consistent income with low upfront costs and fairly minimal daily labor. Another great advantage of microgreens is how flexible they are as a product. You can grow popular varieties like sunflower, radish, pea shoots, basil, arugula, and beet greens, and bundle them in small quantities that are easy to sell at local farmers markets, to restaurants, or through subscription boxes. Their bright colors, intense flavor, and nutritional benefits make them especially appealing to customers who are willing to pay a higher price per ounce than many other vegetables. Two, garlic, the winter cash crop. Garlic is one of the most profitable plants you can grow in a small garden because it earns money long after most other crops are done. You plant garlic cloves in the fall or early winter and then let them grow through the colder months with very little care. Because garlic stores so well, you can harvest it in the summer and sell it for months, giving you income even when other fresh vegetables are starting to fade. Many market gardeners and small growers find that garlic brings them reliable sales because local, flavorful bulbs are always in demand. One of the best things about garlic is how low maintenance it is. Once the cloves are in the ground, you don't need to water or weed constantly, and you don't have to stake or prune anything like you do with tomatoes. At harvest time, you can cure and braid the bulbs, which increases their visual appeal and retail value, especially at markets or when selling directly to consumers. This long sales window means that garlic can be one of the cash crops that pays you most per square foot in a small garden. Another reason garlic is so profitable is because it keeps selling. Unlike tomatoes, which peak for only a month or two, garlic harvested in midsummer can still be sold in late summer, fall, and even winter. You can also sell different sizes, from cloves for planting to larger bulbs for cooking, giving you multiple price points and customers. For a garden focused on income, garlic not only diversifies your products but also extends your earning season. 3. Gourmet mushrooms, year-round indoor goldmine. Gourmet mushrooms are quietly becoming one of the most profitable crops you can grow in a small garden setup because they don't need open fields or huge outdoor space. Varieties like oyster, shiitake, and lion's mane can be grown indoors on logs, straw, or bags of substrate, which means you can cultivate them all year long regardless of the weather outside. Because mushrooms are considered a specialty ingredient in many restaurants and health-focused stores, they often fetch high prices per pound, much higher than everyday vegetables like tomatoes. Their unique flavors and textures give them a market that goes beyond ordinary produce, making them a top choice for growers looking to maximize revenue in limited space. Growing mushrooms also requires relatively low upfront cost compared with staking tomatoes or building large greenhouses. After you set up a controlled environment with proper humidity and airflow, the ongoing labor is often about maintaining conditions rather than constant day-to-day field work. Many small producers find that once they master the basics of mushroom cultivation, they can harvest and sell multiple flushes of mushrooms from the same setup, increasing their turnover. This crop truly shines for people who want consistent income and year-round sales, especially when sold at farmers markets or to local restaurants. Another advantage is that mushrooms are perfectly scalable. You can start small with a few shelves of growing blocks and expand as your sales grow. They also have a much shorter cycle to harvest than larger fruiting plants, meaning your investment comes back more quickly. Mushrooms are a fantastic choice for growers who want a crop that thrives in controlled or indoor environments, which is especially useful if outdoor gardens are limited by climate. For small garden entrepreneurs looking to out-earn tomatoes, gourmet mushrooms are a crop worth serious attention. Four. Radishes. Fast turnaround for quick cash. Radishes are one of the fastest and most profitable vegetables you can grow, especially if you plant smartly for succession planting. These little root vegetables can go from seed to harvest in as little as 3 to 4 weeks under ideal conditions, meaning you can plant, harvest, and replant several times in one season. Because they mature so quickly, radishes allow you to bring fresh produce to market earlier and more often than many traditional garden crops. That fast turnover is one reason radishes are considered a high-profit plant for small gardens. Another advantage of radishes is that they don't require the staking, pruning, or heavy care that tomatoes do. They're simple to grow in full sun and well-drained soil, and you can plant them in straight rows or even in raised beds and containers. Since radishes are ready so fast, you can schedule multiple harvests well before tomato plants even produce their first ripe fruit. Many gardeners find that the steady income from frequent radish harvests adds up quickly, giving them a reliable cash flow throughout spring and fall. Finally, radishes appeal to a wide range of customers because they're versatile, crunchy and tasty in salads, sandwiches, and pickles. When you sell them by the bunch at markets or to local restaurants, the freshness and color alone can justify a premium price. By planning your planting schedule carefully, radishes can become one of your most dependable and profitable crops of the year. Five. Specialty herbs, aromatic moneymakers. Specialty herbs like basil, mint, cilantro, rosemary, and parsley are always in demand because they bring fresh flavor, aroma, and value to kitchens and restaurants everywhere. These herbs are particularly profitable because they can be sold fresh, dried, or as part of value-added products like herb bundles or infused oils. Unlike tomatoes that need heavy pruning and staking, herbs are generally easy and quick to grow, and many can be harvested multiple times throughout the growing season. This means you can turn your garden space into repeated income streams rather than waiting months for one big harvest. One of the biggest benefits of growing herbs is their steady year-round market, especially if you connect with local chefs, CSAs, community-supported agriculture, or farmers markets. Restaurants often pay a premium for fresh, aromatic herbs that enhance their dishes, and customers who cook at home love the convenience of fresh bunches. Many herbs also grow beautifully in containers or small raised beds, allowing you to use every inch of your space effectively. With low maintenance and high consumer demand, specialty herbs are a consistent favorite for profitable small gardens. In cooler seasons or under cover, herbs can continue to grow or be rejuvenated with light trimming, meaning you get multiple cuts and longer production cycles than many leafy greens. Plus, dried herbs and herb blends add value-added income streams that extend your earning potential even further. When consumers understand their true flavor and quality, they're often willing to pay more per ounce for fresh, locally grown herbs than for standard grocery herbs. For gardeners focused on profit, consistency, and versatility, specialty herbs are one of the top high-yield choices. Six, leafy greens, quick growth, big demand. Leafy greens like lettuce, spinach, kale, and arugula are among the most profitable garden crops per square foot because they grow quickly and can be harvested repeatedly. Many leafy greens reach maturity in just a few weeks, meaning you can plant, harvest, and replant several times within a single season, a huge advantage over slower crops like tomatoes. Because leafy greens are a staple on grocery lists and in restaurant menus, their market demand stays high, especially when they're fresh and locally grown. Growers often find that leafy greens provide steady cash flow throughout spring and fall, times when other crops aren't as productive. Another benefit of leafy greens is that they thrive in smaller spaces and controlled environments, including hydroponic setups, raised beds, and even vertical systems. This makes them perfect for backyard growers who want to maximize profit without needing acres of land. While tomatoes require heavy stakes and constant care, leafy greens need less structural support and can be harvested with just a few careful cuts. Their adaptability to many growing conditions and rapid production cycles help small garden entrepreneurs scale income quickly. Leafy greens also appeal to health-conscious consumers, which keeps prices strong at markets, CSAs, and direct-to-consumer sales. Because these greens can be harvested as baby leaves or full heads, you can offer multiple products from the same crop, increasing your earning options. Many growers find that leafy greens sell quickly once customers see bright, fresh leaves that taste better than supermarket counterparts. That combination of fast growth and strong demand makes leafy greens a top contender for profitable small garden production. Seven, berries, sweet profits for small spaces. Berries like strawberries and raspberries might take a bit more care than microgreens or herbs, but they can bring excellent profit per plant when marketed correctly. These sweet fruits are always in demand because they're beloved by families, chefs, and small batch food producers who turn them into jams, desserts, and specialty products. Berries can produce fruit for multiple seasons, especially raspberry and blackberry varieties that keep yielding year after year with proper pruning and care. For many small garden growers, berries represent a premium crop that customers happily pay more for than basic vegetables. Strawberries are particularly appealing in small gardens because they can be grown in containers, raised beds, or even vertical planters, making excellent use of limited space. When you choose everbearing or day-neutral varieties, you extend your harvest from early summer into fall, which means you get multiple selling windows rather than just one short season. Many specialty markets and farm stands place a high value on fresh, local berries because consumers prefer their flavor and quality. With consistent care, berries can be one of the most profitable fruiting crops per square foot you grow. Another key to success is value-added products. Turning berries into jams, sauces, or dried fruit increases the price you can charge and your overall income. Local bakeries, cafes, and grocery stores often seek out locally produced berries for signature dishes, which can open wholesale opportunities beyond farmers' markets. Your garden doesn't have to be large to grow berries that sell well. Even a small patch with proper care can deliver sweet profits year after year.